Again, Fanny, you ain't been nobody since the 90s. Where'd they even dig you up at? Talking about it would not work. Who wants to marry you in the first place?
It really is up to the couple. I think you have to decide what is submissive. Is it cooking everything he wants? Is it having his, bath ready when he comes home? Like, what is it? I think that has to be really redefined, but I'm not down for that. You won't get me to be submissive. There are things that I'll give and take in a relationship, but to be completely submissive.
That's compromise.
Like even the word obey when you're getting married in a marriage vow, you say obey, but
Notice that everything she said, notice that the things they say when it comes to submissive are automatically negative and conflated. What does it mean to actually have to prepare a meal for your man every day? Well, you got to eat 2 or 3 times a day. Understand, these are the same women who would talk about they wanted children, but you got no problem. Who gonna cook for the kids? See, when I first started getting hip to this, woman is my age. And when I first started getting hip to this was in the late 80s on a college campus. And we used to have these relationship seminars. And we heard these women like her standing up all the time talking about how they ain't gonna submit to no man and do this, don't do that. And they want this modern 50-50 relationship. And I remember standing up in 1989 and saying, got a question. Okay, in this modern 50-50 power couple relationship, do you ladies want children? And across the board, yes, 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 yes. I asked one question, like I always do, shut the whole piece down. Well, if you ain't gonna cook for them, who is? Cricket, ass quiet. Because all they had ever associated cooking with is subordinate to a man, like you gotta cook over a camp, like you gotta go chop wood and make a campfire and cook for a man on a pot that you made out of metal you've smelted yourself. Then you gotta crawl across broken glass and give it to your Lord and Savior in a submissive position. This is the result of baby boomers and single mothers. My mother's generation birthed this. And this is what so many men my age have rejected. Think about, this is what it is at 50. Can you imagine what she was like at 20? If Vivica Fox and all them other cocktails and queens and Lonnie Loves are still like this at 50, you can only imagine what some of the brothers were saying back then. And here's the problem. These women have no idea what working with a man looks like.
are people really doing that these days? It's like, I respect you and I will honor you, but I think the obey and submissiveness is out for me.
I think it's so weird when people try to use the Bible for these sorts of things. I think that gets really weird. Obviously, you know, the Bible was written in a different time, a completely different... Literally, there's parts in the Bible that literally say that you should stone somebody if they eat shrimp in Leviticus. Like,
conversation over. Anytime you hear a fool say something like that, say check, please. You're dealing with somebody who is in malafide, bad faith argument. She is not operating in good faith. You want to go to talk about shrimp and stoning people. I don't even want to talk to you anymore because you're not trying to be reasonable. Think about it. Now, this woman is supposed to be married, but that's the best you could do? The best you could do. Now, understand, all that men are asking today is for cooperation. And the men you say you want, you know, this is why these women end up as single mothers or with beta males. Because driven, competitive, successful, productive men, we're not going to negotiate this with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Because I only deal with a certain caliber of woman. Guys like myself only deal with a certain caliber of woman. And dudes like myself got plenty of women trying to get around us. And those women can have their fair share of men trying to get around them. It is a choice for these two to be together. Now, what you have are some uncompetitive women trying to make the best choice out of poor choices, because off the rip, who would want to get with Garcelle Beauvais or Lonnie Love? I mean, given the alternative of the two, Garcelle is more visually appealing, but her attitude is just as stank.
We have to recognize
Or not
what
color
that
your
means
hair.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally really extreme things that are said. I think God also gives us wisdom, and I think that there are also other parts of the Bible that recognize how important and how essential a woman is to the world and to a marriage, and it speaks on equality. Like for me, I just feel like the concept of being me submissive to my husband, but what is he not submissive to me as well? I think for me, I think that's what give and take in a relationship is about. It's about compromise and.
Feel sorry for you, bro. Feel sorry for you, bro. Your woman just got on camera and said, "Hey, the Bible says we're equals. You submit to me and I submit to my." All out of context. Can you imagine what it would be like, that dude going into the barbershop after this bit aired? You basically just took your husband's gonads and put them in your purse. Anytime he goes around anybody else, I'm gonna be like, "Damn, son, that's what you married to?" And don't let her be the breadwinner, which my gut says probably is. I don't know. But all bad. This is why I say do what you want, guys. Do that 50-50 stuff if you want to. Formula for this.
Stop smiling when you see that picture, Jeannie.
No, it's so
was
cute.
Why?
But I feel
I
like
love it.
like this just takes us backwards, you guys. As women, we fought so hard to be equal and viewed equal in our relationships, in our workplaces, and the concept of being submissive has a negative connotation to it. I think when they're talking about her being a boss and obviously having this incredible position that she may be taking, guys, there are people who are bosses in their workplace and then they want to come home and let their husband lead. That again is their choice. That is not them being submissive.
Right.
That is them
That's what I'm talking
choosing
about. It's about the
that that's what they
couple's
want.
decision.
It's a difference.
Right.
That's right.
No, you know what the thing is that what works for a couple works for a couple. I can't.
Shut the fuck up, Lonnie Love. I've been wanting to say that for a minute. Shut up. I and men like myself absolutely don't care what your swole up ass has to say about anything. You, in my opinion, you and women that have your attitude are enemies to women, black women in particular. You are my enemy when it comes to dealing with black women. And I'm going to expound on that more later. I don't care who you're dating right now. You're supposed to be happy. But yet you still find a way to get your big swole ass up here and still have an attitude problem about something. Seek help and shut up.
That's it.
I can't judge them because that works for them. The problem that
That's
I
right.
have with this whole submission talk is that people will bring it over into real life. There's no way that women,
Politics.
I feel women in this country can't have real equality.
This woman is about to make the point of, you can have that submission stuff at home, but when I'm in the world, treat me as an equal. Cool. No protection. No door open. No nothing. You are a genderless being. That means you got to get it out of the mud just like I do. Got no problem with that. That means at work and anywhere I don't see gender. Guarantee you'll break, and women like you will break long before men like us. Fine. 100% fine with that. Don't cry. Don't say shit. Don't ask for nothing. Don't ask for any girl push-ups in the world. You need to get it out of the mud and come stand up, square up, and compete with men. Just cause you weigh like a heavyweight don't mean you can play like a heavyweight.
if you have this same old-fashioned, outdated type of thinking.
Right.
Now, in a marriage,
Right.
that's fine, but if he thinks like that
Not-
for a woman and she thinks like that for herself, then when they go outside, they're trying to spread it. And that's what you see right now. So now you're getting articles about, oh, they should be, women should be submissive. So now you have women that necessarily aren't in relationships questioning, well, should I be?
She said, you got women out here submitting at home in a happy cooperative relationship with their man, and they out here trying to spread that in the world like it's a disease. Did you hear what she said? They out here trying to spread it. Like, if you want to be submissive in your house, but in the real world we compete, fine. I can't wait to hear about the time you get booped, something happens. Oh, I don't want to wish nothing bad, but ladies, I don't think you want the world Lonnie's talking about, because that means you're going to need to be 51% of the military, 51% of the construction workers, 51% of the police force, the firefighters, ditch diggers, trash men, all the crappy jobs. We're going to need y'all to be 51% of all of it. And we're going to need it to be done at the minimum level of the worst man. We're going to need you to be 51% of all that. 51% of the homeless population, all that. I need you to be my equal, Lonnie Love. Guarantee if you had to get out here and pay like your weight, that weight would drop off of you because you couldn't make it out here. So you sitting up in there in air conditioning that man have made, building that a man has made, all this stuff that men have made, and then gonna act like butter won't melt in your mouth. Shut the French toast up. Tired of hearing you.
Way. Should I do that?
Right.
And that's not true equality for women. So that's the reason why I have a problem with it. What you do in your relationship, that's on you. But don't let it go out to the outside. That's what I'm saying.
But even that is still a choice. That doesn't mean that you're being submissive because you're being forced to be submissive. That doesn't mean you're being submissive because that is what is required of you as a woman. That is a choice.
Yes,
right, and because of that, I want to give you guys the actual definition of.
Thank you, Jenny Ma, for listening to all that and coming back and G'ing up. Because I know people in the chat room are going crazy. You guys can have your opinion, keep it respectful. But here's the thing: I need you guys to get the likes up, and we got 3,700 people in here, and we're gonna need these 3,900 people because we're gonna open the call lines because I want to ask a question. You may not like the word submission, ladies, but do you like dying alone? You may not like the word submission. Do you like the word single? Because men, especially competitive men, successful men, high value men, are not going to marry. Are not going to marry you. They are not going to marry you. They will marry Jenny Mai. They'll marry Becky, Mylene, and Marisol. They will not marry you. They will marry Jenny Mai, Becky, Anu, and Marisol, and women who think like her. They will not, won't marry you. So that means you will die alone. Oh, you don't think you'll die alone? Oh yeah, that's right. You can date out and deal out. That's right. But when is Lonnie Love's wedding? Yeah, she ain't got one.
Submit. And then I want to explain how I see this. So the actual definition of submit is to accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or will of another person. So I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man.
Big ups to Jenny Mai for coming back and saying, yeah, fuck what you're talking about. Jenny Mai got a man at home, and I am going on the record saying straight up in front of all this BS, I want to submit. See, Jenny Mai is about to tell you that she is a strong woman. But one of the things that strong women, actually truly strong women, learn from their mistakes. It doesn't take, you're not